What's up everyone? Thank you very much for joining. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on setting up a VortexBot, which is a Telegram bot to help manage Meteora liquidity positions, which essentially is providing liquidity to various pairs on Solana and earning fees on that liquidity. Now, if you are into crypto, if you're on chain, especially on Solana, and you're not utilizing Meteora to earn some yield on the tokens you trading, investing, or holding, I suggest you check it out. I did a basic video on how it works. They also have an amazing bootcamp. This bot is great. I was very interested in DLMMs, but had an issue with the management of it and having to keep an eye on the various charts. So the VortexBot helps that. It's got cold logic and filters for which pools it provides liquidity to, as well as a hard stop loss and take profit, which is often difficult because our emotions get in the way of things. But it's proven to me the power of small compounded gains and how much that helps when you don't have as high of a risk. Now, before I go into the video, I would like to touch on the risk factor. There's always risk involved. The bot does use one-sided sol positions and you're able to set it up with a bid-ask range shape. So there is minimal risk depending on how you set your bots up. There are various strategies. You can join the community chat or the Noble Network group. I'm happy to help out, share my results and experience. I do have more of the degenerate strategies and higher risk strategies. I find that they do have higher return while being volatile. So that's Meteora, that's the risk. The other thing to touch on is it is a Telegram bot, so for it to be able to manage your positions and have on-chain activity, it does have access to your private keys. Now you can do your own research. I do trust the developer. He's got a previous project that used to do automated trading on Splinterlands. I never knew about that game, but looks like he does have a track record. He's a great developer. Even beyond that, there is risk in these liquidity pools. Rugs do happen. Some of my bots have been hit by them, but Silo is hard at work developing, taking input from the community and making the bot better every single day. So you can check it out at Vortex, VORTEX /bot.com, or on Twitter at Solana VortexBot. So that's their two pages. You can do your own research. I'm not going to really go through that. If you do find the bot through me, I would appreciate you using my referral, which is just starting the bot off with a couple numbers after it. You'll check it out. I'll add a link in the bottom. So what I'm going to do, here's one of my bots. I've paused it, but you'll start it up. You'll click the link and it will open up a chat for it. If you do want to set up multiple bots, then what you'll do is this. You'll create a new group. You'll invite the VortexBot. Make sure I haven't seen fake ones, but make sure you invite the right bot. I always just invite myself as well. So you create a new thing. That's the bot. The first thing to remember is make the bot an admin. So manage group, go into administrators, add administrators, and add the VortexBot as an administrator. That is important just so that everything works correctly. And then you go ahead now, if you use my referral, it will be start equals whatever, and that will be a referral and I'll get a percentage of the fees. Now the bot takes 5% on any profitable positions, as well as when it burns empty accounts, it takes 20% of that, which is not much. You can do it manually, but it's quite a headache once you get quite a few bots going. So there we go. We've got start and it says, hi, thanks for choosing VortexBot. What does this bot do? Search for meme coins on Solana, provide liquidity on Meteora, farm Meteora and Jupiter airdrop points. That's another thing. This bot was originally created to farm Met points, and then it became quite profitable. So now no one's really looking at the Met points, but the more liquidity you provide, you will be farming Meteora points. And the bot does use Jupiter to trade the various tokens once it closes positions, so you should be building up points on that side of things for the next Jupuary. There is some concern that the bots will get picked up as bots, but you should be able to contact them and find a workaround should that happen. And you earn trading fees while reducing risk. So you start the bot off. First thing to do, go do some research. If you don't understand how DLMMs work, ask in the group, go watch some videos, join the Meteora bootcamp. There's nothing worse than people that know nothing about how it works, but then want to have comments on how the bot's working, but they don't actually understand how it's earning fees. It's not being subsidized. You can see how the bot's working on chain, which is another thing that built my confidence. I watched the group for 2 weeks before I put any soul into it. And just seeing how Silo interacted with everyone, as well as on-chain results. I could watch various wallets. I could watch what the positions were doing. It just boosted my confidence, and I've got quite a few bots running, and I'm confident to say that I trust him. I've been burnt in the past, but for now I'm happy letting the bots just cook and do their thing. I'm testing quite a few strategies. I'm happy to share them, but don't come complain if they don't work as well as some of Silar's. He's testing quite a few more and has had some beautiful results. So if you do set one up, you can click on referral. That will give you a referral link so you can refer some of your friends, and you receive 25% of the trading fees. So you'll get 25% of the 5% that the bot takes. Close that. Now when setting up a wallet, you're going to get this message, generate a new wallet. You'll get your public address. Please, before you send Sol to this address, export the wallet, save this private key, preferably not digitally, but we're all lazy, so if you do save it digitally, save it somewhere safe, back it up and export it and import it into a Solflare or Phantom wallet. Make sure you have control of the wallet before sending Sol. As this says, for security purposes, exporting is only allowed once. Do not send Sol there and you don't have the private key and you can't get the Sol out. For security reasons, the private keys are saved encrypted on the bot. Sylar doesn't have direct access to it. Yes, there are workarounds. No, they will not be implemented. For security reasons, you can only export the private key when you create the wallet, or once. You can do it once, but I would do it immediately as you create the wallet. Then you go over here. Once you've done that, you can close that, but it also gets deleted. Strategy. Now this is where everything comes into play. These are your filters for what pool to select. That's still a matter of absolute randomness. So it'll find a pool and it'll enter it. It doesn't look at history. I know Salah is looking at that, but it is quite complicated to try and predict when there's going to be a slight downside and a bounce, because that's the ideal scenario with a one-sided sold position. So you can go and tweak each of these. The main thing I like tweaking is the price range, which is how much it drops by before you stop earning fees and start taking some hard losses, which is called impermanent loss in the DLMM space. Your take profit and your trail stop. Now trail stop, as you go into profit, it'll move your stop loss up. And the range shape, that at the moment, the only options are bid ask and spot. Token filters, that's going to be what tokens it enters. Your market caps, your big determiner. Safer to go on the higher ones, but you're going to get slightly less volatility, so you might not earn the fees. And newer tokens obviously have higher volume, but there's higher risk of them rugging. So you can go ahead and play with these. What you can do is select one of these presets. I never even tried the safe one. Some of the safe presets Silo's been testing have been absolutely cooking it, and fairly consistently so. I kind of bad luck with the balanced. My DJs have been doing really well. Now I don't use any presets. They're all just slightly adjusted to keep them out of sync as well as in different tokens. So you can apply preset degen and it applies that. You can export settings, you can import settings. If you see someone else that's got good results, you can import their settings. I quite like some of the other options. The auto pause shuts the bots down over the low volume in the weekends. Auto compound adds the fees, which I asked for this to be optional because if it's on the low end of the range, adding your fees into the position often almost hurts more than it helps because you do earn more fees, but the upside on those tokens is much better. So if it's on the up end of your range and adding it, that's always good. And then dynamic position, it assesses the pool and creates a range. So it will disregard your price range and choose the best range for the specific pool it's in. Once you've set your strategy up, you've loaded some SOL in there. Now the question is, how much SOL do you start with? The bot sometimes uses 2 positions, so that's 0.1 SOL just for the rent, so keep that in mind. And then 10% take profit on 0.2 SOL isn't going to do too much. I did start my first one off with 0.36, but I forced it to use 1 position. Since then, I like to start off with between 0.5 and 0.5 and 1. I find it starts gaining nice traction above 0.8. So if you have it available, 0.8 and above, I highly recommend diversifying. Create various bots that will enter various pools. So if one does hit a bad streak, the others will carry the weight. That's been my experience, as you can see over here. Here's some of the bots. I unfortunately lost access to my main machine, so the previous graphs not continued, but if you'd like to know my results from the first 6 weeks or so, I'm happy to share them. These are the bots I've been running. As you can see, some are doing a lot better than others. Number 5's been performing extremely well. It did hit some bad luck in the last 24 hours. Number 4's been a serious contender. Both of these are more on my risky end of things. As you can see, number 8's had a bit of bad luck, but that's just part of the game. I trust it will bounce back, or by my next reset, these ones that are at the top will boost these ones up, and I'll start off at a higher value, just giving them all a fair starting point for when I'm comparing who's the winner and who's the loser. So you've set your bot up, it's got some SOL loaded, you've learned a little bit about how it works, you're ready to go. We got 13 minutes, I'm going to do this under 15. So bot's paused, your balance over here has got some SOL in it. We're going to go, I can't remember which bot I paused. There we go, this one. So you click start, it's going to start the bot up, search for suitable pools, and deposit. After rent, you also use how much it used. Defaults about 95%, I think. So it'll leave some for any transactions it needs to handle and that. So 95% of your position, 0.5 or 0.1 will go towards rent if it's using 1 or 2 positions, and the remainder will go on a single-sided SOL position, bid ask or spot, depending on your range. Now bid ask's lower risk. You earn more fees if it does drop quite deep into your range, whereas spot you earn decent fees no matter where it is in your range, but less so if it's not as swingy. Spot's better. If it's quite volatile, a bid ask is nice. I absolutely love a 50% spot, 50% bid ask, but no one else in the group has been asking for it, so Sylar isn't implementing it just yet. But I'll convince him. So we're searching for pools. Depending on how many bots are running, I find on the weekend it does react a little bit faster. It exits positions a bit better. But that's because most people turn their bots off. There is some load on the server, so that's something to consider. You're not running this on your own machine. It's not handling just your positions. It's handling quite a few others. So this is just searching for pools. So you can come check out Just Roy's absolute legend. He's in the group. He's been there for longer than myself, testing also a few strategies. Also on the degen side of things, there's guys, if you spend some time in the chat, you'll see who's the more degen, who's playing the safer game. Sometimes the degens have a good week, sometimes the safe guys have a good week. Salo has been cooking with these bots. Some got nuked, like mine. Some of these, you see, they hit a bad run and then they do struggle to get momentum. Number 10 is just absolutely cooking it. I'm gonna have to come look at these presets and on my next tweak play with some of these. Where's number 10? There's number 10. Damn it. From 3.4 to 9.4. Made 6 soul. That is absolutely mental. That's a solid winner. Number 8's also doing quite nicely. Super safe. if you're using super safe settings in crypto, go trade fucking gold or something. Excuse the French. But yeah, shout out if you're still watching. This is still searching for suitable pools. I haven't been doing too much work on my little Telegram bot. If you have any ideas, I'm busy coding it to swing trade Sol and USDC just to get a bit of yield on whatever you've got locked up in it. I'm playing with certain things. So it's got a hot wallet and a secure wallet. The secure wallet's always encrypted. Your hot wallet does have access to the private keys. Secure hot wallet funds moves it over to your main wallet. But yeah, I'm playing around. If you've got any ideas what I could do with this, let me know. I'd love to integrate the VortexBot into it, but that's something else. There we go. So searching for suitable pools. It deposited 0.5573 into the pool. I'm going to click refresh on the controller. And over here you've got your pool. If you click on this, it'll take you to the deck screener of that specific pool. So not of the entire pair. P&L at the moment 0. This was a lovely addition, so you can see how much of your max duration is elapsed. Sometimes I do extend that if I see it's at the low end of a range with a possible bounce. I give it an extra hour or two to keep cooking. The green is how deep it is into your liquidity. So there you can see it goes. Now people worry when they see red. I absolutely love it. It needs to drop to about here. Especially if you're using bid ask, then you start earning nice fees, and then when it bounces back, you hit a nice TP. Little bit of risk is good. I have found too tight of a stop loss. You miss out on the good fees when it does drop. And further than that, enjoy playing around. I will do a live in the next couple days to answer any questions on DLMMs. Thanks very much. Peace out. Not bad. Some losses, some good, some wins. So far it's been good. I wouldn't mind if this was persistent. When the bot restarts, it loses its history. But other than that, absolutely love the bot. Been really helpful. I do look forward to the management implementation. Then I can have my own positions set up as I wish them to be set up and cook with those babies. Got a little fart coin position set up. Doesn't earn too much, but couple dollars, $5 earned last couple days. Excuse the range. I've just been adding fees as I go. But yeah, shout out for watching. Any other things you'd like me to cover, drop in the comments. This is now 19 minutes, so 5 minutes over, not too bad. Peace out.